Better? Can you hear me? I'm trying new things to get this thing to work. Is it better now? Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. Neves Knives, Sean Loki, can you hear me? All right, cool. So we were waiting on a guest. I'm not quite sure where he's at. He said he was going to be in shortly. So in the meantime, I wanted to be right on time. I hate people are late for me, so I definitely want to make sure I'm not late for you guys. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Irkedparticle, are you there?
Yep, that's me.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. I have no idea what this is going to be, so have at it. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to talk about? Usually I start off with what you're carrying today. What is your EDC?
All right. Well, I carry several things. Today was I got let's see, bring it over. I got my AD 20.5 today. I always carry a primary, a secondary, and like a tertiary, and sometimes a quadtertiary. So my AD 20.5, and then I got my 940-1 today. And I haven't been carrying it much lately, but I got my Ultra Tech. And what was the other one I had? I had one more. For funsies, I was doing a Terminus XR, and I put a red thumb stud on that guy. Yeah,
awesome.
It's a Benchmade thumb stud, a red one. But yeah, that's what I was kind of carrying today. I have a super difficult time deciding what to carry, so I change what I'm carrying throughout the day, especially when I'm home. I will carry like knife A, B, C, D, and then I'll be like, okay, I really want A, B, E, F, and then it'll just, any combination, it changes around. It's a big problem for me. Do you have the same problem?
So for me, I have certain knives that I just really, really love. And I have so many knives that I own that I never really carry. So I'm like, a bit like the welfare encouraging privilege type, am I right? Hey, I love this dude, KB, right? He literally has like the troll sticker on there, and he always just says smart ass comments. No, sir, not a welfare, but fuck you anyways. Fuck you with love.
Nice.
But not for me personally. For example, I'm carrying this today, which I just got maybe like a day ago. Which is the Best Tech 2 gun in bronze G10. I also have my Carter version of it. But I love these knives. The Best Tech Togata or whatever is on par with knives that I have that are a couple of grand. And this thing is about $200, $300 if you buy it direct.
Dang.
So
what's the model name again? What's the model name again?
That's the Best Tech Togata.
Togata. I have never owned a Best Tech. That's interesting. All right. What else you got?
Yeah, Best Tech is normally pretty hit and miss, but this knife in particular is fantastic. I'm also carrying my tactile turn mini bolts action. I'm not sure what they call them now. And then I've been testing out a wallet, but I actually just changed my pants, so I don't have that wallet anymore. But I've been testing out a wallet for something called a EDC Baltic. That is so far fantastic.
No, that's great. I'm not into the wallet game at all. I have the cheapest. Okay, I got a wallet. I got my wallet on Amazon. It's one of these little it's just got one side and the other side. It's just like $6 or something. And so I'm all about the knives, but I haven't gotten into wallets or watches or any of the other stuff. I had like one flashlight that just broke the other night. So I ordered another one, but that's it. So a bunch of knives and like 2 flashlights.
Well, I have quite a few wallets. If you want me to send you one, I don't mind at all. I get a bunch of stuff for free, so.
Oh, nice.
Whenever I get it for free, I always try to pass it on for free as well. So one second, talk about some EDC real quick. Evolved EDC has a birch tree secant. I don't know what that says. And a Pena XL sway back. Brandon
Nice.
Rotten, the Super Freak. I actually have in my
Oh
car, Super
yeah.
Freak.
I
Knife.
love the Super Freak.
Sean Loki, Togata
Yeah.
fucking have it, man. Love this knife. And
That's cool,
KB,
man.
being the class fella he is, you got this. So,
Nice.
it's out of curiosity. So, I know you just started being on YouTube. You have a pretty small channel. Everybody go out there and subscribe to him if you don't mind.
It's a
What
big
made
guy.
you want to join the actual hobby of being on YouTube? Because it's a pretty, I mean, competition is pretty damn tough. And it's
Yeah.
just, you either have a fantastic experience or it's a complete clusterfuck. Me personally, everything has gone fantastic for me. I have folks like KB
Nice.
talking shit in the comments, which I totally respect. But for the most part, I mean, everything has been very, very kind, very humble, very loving. So, what made you want to actually start the hobby?
So, mostly because I can't shut up. That's the main thing. I talk to myself constantly. I was just thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. I will be in my room with all my knives in front of me, and I will just start talking. And I'll be like, out loud, I'll be like, oh, this one carries, better than the other one. And, I really like the blade shape. Oh, yeah, this is really good steel or whatever. And I'll just start talking out loud. And then one day I was like, why don't I make a video? I mean, if I'm talking anyway, um, I I had had a couple videos, just a few, like 5 videos up for vape devices, which I'm actually vaping now. I was really into vape stuff for a couple years, and
Okay.
at the time, I planned on getting into like vape reviews, devices, and e-liquid and stuff, and just working and stuff like that. I didn't stick with it. I barely got started before it stopped, and and then when the knife thing, it's been just over a hair over a year. I've been really into knives, and it was only like a month or two ago. I was like, well, I'm already talking to myself like a crazy person. If I put it on YouTube, it might be a little less crazy, maybe. And I decided to do that. So again, even with knives, I've only got like 4 or 5 videos up. It's very, very few. It's very sporadic. So I don't like have big aspirations or anything. It's mostly just to entertain myself. And if anybody happens to watch, then great. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, personally, I think that's the best reason to start it. Like a friend of mine who goes by Stasa 23, that's kind of his thing.
Oh
He
yeah.
calls it life therapy. He basically just talks about it. And if nobody
Mm-hmm.
watches videos, like it isn't a big deal because for him, it's this genuine therapeutic moment and it brings him
Yeah.
joy. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, that kind of radiates through his videos. And because that brings him so much joy, it makes you happy to watch it. And
You
like me
can tell
personally,
with him.
I love that whole positive atmosphere of things. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you're just doing it for you, that's the best way to do it, man. That way there's no disappointment. Like if you blow up, awesome. If you don't, at
Exactly.
least you're still happy.
Exactly. Yeah, you can tell with him, he's so excited. Like there's a bunch of people like that. Pretty much any YouTuber that does knife stuff, you can feel it. Like you can really feel it like in their
Beautiful.
voice and how excited they get about stuff. It's infectious, man. It's awesome. I love it. What we got another
Yeah, the
comment. I
nice
missed it.
community, man, is a beautiful, beautiful place. Like so I've
Yeah, it's
actually
cool.
done YouTube before. I had a much more successful channel than I do right now. But like it was just so negative and it was just a constant
Oh,
thing. Even though like I made the least amount of money from it, it's not worth it because it's not fun. Like you really lose that enjoyment and it just all goes.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, you can have all the money in the world, and if you're hating life, then what's the point? It's like that with anything, not just YouTube. Yeah.
Pretty much. Hey, KB, I can show you the COA of all of my knives. I don't mind at all. But I appreciate the jokes, man. I'm sure this guy pisses some people off. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Personally,
Nice.
I love it, man. ETC
Hey,
Journey,
man.
how you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, well, you got a few people in here tonight, man. Good to see you all here on a what is it, 8? At least where I'm at on the Eastern time zone. It's 8 o'clock on a Monday night. So how y'all doing? I don't know if y'all are off work or whatever, but good to see everybody. That's cool.
For sure. So, what made you first get into knives? Like, what is the actual story that basically have you always been into them? Is there a moment in time where you basically just handled one? You're like, hey, I like this, or is it anything dramatic or crazy about it, or just Why not?
It's kind of a two-part thing. When I was about 11 years old, I went down to Mammoth Cave, Kentucky with my family, and we were in like a gift shop or something, and there was a little Swiss Army style. It wasn't a Victorinox or anything, but it was just a little red. I remember had like two blades and like a can opener, and it said Kentucky in black, and it was just the simplest like $6 knife or something. And I remember telling my dad, it was a big deal to me being that age. I told my dad, I said, if I can get this knife, I promise I'll be responsible, and I know it's not a toy and all that. And he agreed. He thought I was ready for a knife. So that was a really big deal to me being at that age. And then I just had mostly just cheap stuff throughout my teens and stuff, because you have a lot of money. I wasn't. I'm an older guy. I'm 40, so at the time there's no YouTube or anything like that. So I just knew what I saw in stores and stuff. So I carried a couple liner locks and stuff over the years, and then finally in 2005, I'll never forget, I was at a buddy's house, and his cousin had a Microtech Macora 2 Fire Ant. I had never seen an OTF in my life. Yeah, it's amazing. I'd never seen an OTF before, and he was like, "Hey, check this out. You'll never believe how much this costs." And I was like, he told me how much it costs. I'm like, "There's knives that cost that much? What is that about?" And I fired it, and I was like, "How? This is magic. This is magic. How? That can't be." Then when my recent kind of thing started, it was May of last year, May of 2020, COVID, everybody's stuck inside. And at the time, I remember thinking, I want to get a Microtech. I want to buy a Microtech. Let me look online and see what I can find. So I found a UTX 70. It was a Tonto. It was blue, stonewashed Tonto. And at the time, I was into really small knives. I had a couple of just real cheap OTFs. And at the time, my thinking was, well, all you need is a tiny little blade, and it could do anything for you, So I kind of bit the bullet, and I spent $221 on a UTX 70. So it's a tiny little guy, a couple $100, and I thought, I'm crazy for doing this. And then the ball rolled after that. I realized, okay, I don't think I can really do such. I'm 6'4", I'm a big guy. I don't know. I felt like it looked a little weird with me, like, hey, check out my tiny little knife. So I moved on from there, and then I discovered, I got into UTX 85 and then an Ultratech, and I started getting into Benchmade and some Protechs and stuff. And then you guys all know how it goes. The snowball just rolled from there. And then here I am.
Man, the 70 is such a small knife. I got one. I was not prepared for how small that thing is. I was like, how the hell?
Yeah.
It's like a little toy or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's amazing what they can do with it too.
Knife, like it'll definitely do some damage, and it functions fine. But I was just, it was crazy to me. Like for me, the Microtech Ultratech is kind of the best middle ground. I have a Halo 6, a Microtech Microtech Cypher Katana blade, and a few other ones as well.
Oh wow!
But like that Ultratech for me is kind of that perfect size. Because even though it's a pretty small knife, you get enough, you can really still be able to use it comfortably. You have enough to hold in your hands, and it's also not quite as scary. I mean, I'm not sure where you live, where I live. People are terrified of knives. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, you get some of that. I live in Ohio. I'm actually right now, as we speak, I'm in North Carolina for vacation, but I live in Ohio. I was born and raised in Ohio, and Senate Bill 140 just got passed. Thank you to Todd Rathner and Doug Ritter and Knife Rights and American Knife and Tool Institute for getting that passed. So that didn't change anything to make knives legal or illegal or anything, but it clarified the law, because up until first week of April, the law was where a knife be considered a deadly weapon. A lot of it had to do with intent. Like if an officer stopped you and was like, what are you carrying this knife for? And if you said for self-defense, well, then it's a deadly weapon. A deadly weapon's illegal to carry. But if you would have said, oh, it's for utility, for work or whatever, then it's kind of up to the officer whether or not they want to be, contrary or whatever. But now it is, you can carry any knife other than a ballistic knife, like where the blade actually leaves the handle. So any kind of normal knife, whether it be a switchblade, out the front, out the side, whatever it is. You can carry it with ideally and apparently what I've heard without being harassed and bothered and stuff, which is amazing. I'm so happy about that. But yeah, but as far as people, now if you have a Cypher or a Halo 6, that might be hard to justify around where I live, because that feels like a knife that you got to have a reason for the size. It's like, what are you carrying a knife with a blade this long? And you know, I usually just tell people it's really cool. Look, I mean, just look at it. Look at it. It's awesome. That's kind of what I would say.
Yeah, for me, they go, hey, why are you using such a big knife? I'm like, I'm 6'8" and I have these big ass hands. Like, why not? Like a little knife just doesn't feel right, man. Come on, you know.
Yeah. You're 6'8"?
Yep.
You're 6'8". Dang, man, I'm 6'4". You got a few inches on me even. Holy cow. So yeah, you've got a great reason then. I'm a big guy. I just need a big knife, period. That's it. No more questions. Yeah. Nice. Cool.
So do you have any knives you want to show off?
I have the ones I showed you. So the kind of like gems of my collection at the moment are, I showed it earlier, but man, have you had a chance to mess around with the 80-20 or the 80-20.5?
I have, yeah.
So I haven't had an 80-20 at all. But if it's anything like this, then I understand where all the hype's coming from. I ordered this. I was lucky enough to be able to get in on this, and I have been shocked, completely shocked at how good it is. And just the shark. Now the shark lock, that hurt me for days. Ow! I was, ow! But you know, once you get over that, then you're fine. So that one I'm really happy with. That blew me away. And the OS 110A, I can't speak to that. I don't. None of my knives have I used that much. Like, I'm not a hardcore user. And it's funny because like I'll get something with a great factory edge and then I'll put it on my wicked edge and get it sharper. I don't know why. I don't really have a good reason. I just like sharp things, I guess. And I have a couple others. I was able to get a hold of an Anthem. I don't make a ton of money at my job. So in order for me to be able to afford a few $100 knife is kind of a big deal. So I really like my Anthem, and then my crown jewel, so to speak. I'll show you quickly. It's up here. My crown jewel. It's not a Damascus, but I was able to get my hands on a titanium Malibu.
Okay.
With the 20 CD titanium Malibu. So that's my best man at the moment, and I love this thing. I have 3 Malibus, and I love them all. They're amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually just got one of the titanium Malibus, and gotta be honest, man, does not fit my hands. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful knife. Has fantastic action. My girlfriend loves it, but me personally, I'm like, it feels like a toy. So hey, the 5 people that are currently watching, because this is not doing too well so far. If you want to buy a titanium Malibu, let me know.
So for your size hands, it just, what do you have, like a pinky hanging over or something, or like what do you end up having?
For me, I have this whole finger off and this whole finger off. So literally, I'm holding it like this, and like I probably have not the whole finger. I probably have like half of this finger off. So it doesn't feel good. Like, it's not bad. I mean, I definitely, if it had a finger 12 or whatever, it'd be okay because I can get a little further through the actual hand itself.
Yeah.
But as the way it is,
that speaks. Yeah. That means that's not just a Malibu thing then for you. That's got to be a lot of different knives are too small for you, or the ergos aren't right. That's not just a Malibu thing, because. So I'm 6'4". I have what I wear large to extra large gloves, and here's how the Malibu sits in my hand. Pretty now, you know, my pinky is not. It doesn't have all the real estate in the world, but it's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
And I consider my hands pretty big. So you must be, for you to be all the way down here, you're a freak of nature. that's incredible. Wow.
A big guy.
Yeah, wow. So what's the best fitting knives for you, ergo-wise? Like, what knives do you have that you can actually comfortably get all fingers around and that feel good? And like, what's your favorite knife as far as ergos? And then I was going to ask you what your favorite knives, maybe your top 2 or 3 favorite knives are.
So one of my favorite knives as far as ergo is I love the Midgard's Messer Viking, which is a big, gigantic 4.5 inch blade. But like just the way it sits in my
Yeah,
hands, like this thing, it just fits like a
that's a big
glove,
boy.
man. Like I love this thing. I also
I can
got
tell
a
just
little
looking
brother
at it.
recently, which is the little Viking, and it's close. This finger's kind of up here a little bit, so it's not quite as comfortable, but it's still pretty damn
Okay.
close. It's kind of crazy to think about how much smaller the snipe is. That the grip is kind of the
Wow.
same.
Yeah.
So it's not so much
Yeah, that's
about being
cool.
a big or a small knife. It just has to really have those kind of perfect ergonomics. And also finger
Hmm.
control is a really important piece for me because it just
Got
allows
it.
you to get closer. I know most people consider that like choking up, so it feels better in their hands. But I like for me that's just comfort. Like I have a pair of three
Hmm.
that I like, but I have to use that
Hmm.
choil. But as long as I use that choil,
Yeah.
I'm good to go. Another great one is
So
the Strider .75 AR with the finger choil.
so for you, this it's not optional then. So like here's a pair of three. So for
Yeah.
you, using the choil up front, that's not really optional for most knives unless it's just freakishly huge. It sounds like the choil is like a must for you, right? So is that something you're comfortable with and that you like using, or is that like you just kind of settle for it because you have to?
So I didn't think I would like the pair of three. So I mean, I've been obviously been a
Mm,
reviewer for a little bit now. I've been in the knives almost my entire life, and I've
mm,
avoided that knife like the plague, right? Because I have a
oh,
PM2 or whatever. It's
mm,
okay, but I mainly have it for side comparisons on videos or whatever because it's too small
right.
for me. So logically speaking, I'm like, if this bigger knife is too small,
So why
why
would a
would the
pair of
smaller
three?
knife fit better? But for me,
Yeah,
like the pair of three, the way it's designed, especially with the scales, the custom scales I have on it, it fits better, and it also fits my bigger hands
but
better. So like, it's a really weird
that's
thing,
that's interesting. That's so counterintuitive. Wow,
right? It
that's
makes
that's
zero
interesting.
sense at all.
Yeah, that's nuts. I see we got comments come up. I want to make sure I didn't miss everybody. A
No,
sharpened
no,
baseball
I've
bat
been
and a
pulling them
hatchet.
all up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just want
that's
everyone
what
to
it sounds
appreciate
like.
that. And I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's really interesting that something so counterintuitive would be the case for you. So I would imagine that for the most part, that's got to be one of the main concerns for you when you're looking at any knife. Like, okay, so am I going to be able to even hold this thing? And then I'll decide whether I like the rest of it. Um, that's unique consideration. That's like guys who wear like size 22 shoes, which you might wear have huge shoe size too. You go to a store and you
I
got
actually
two
don't.
pair.
I wear a size 12 shoe, but I have it's
Wow,
4E.
really?
So it's not super
Oh, so
long,
you're
but it's freaking
whoop,
massively
you got
wide.
the
So it's
you
really
got
hard
the
to pick
wide.
up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I wear 14, but I just wear like an M or D, just medium. Wow. So
Yeah.
now,
My little brother actually wears size 14 shoes. It's funny though because he doesn't have the big of feet. He just has freakishly long toes. It's so strange.
wow. All right.
What's up, John?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
super chat is
What's up,
open.
gang?
Please support Kyle's drunk purchases. Yes, please support my drunk purchases. I
Yeah.
appreciate you all.
Yeah. Nice.
That is also my
Uh,
first super chat. So appreciate you
oh,
guys.
nice. Yeah. Good for you, man. Nice. We got another one coming in too.
You have to take into account that all metal parts on the 8020 are made using EDM wire, which takes extremely long but has unmatched tolerances, 500 millionths of an inch. I'm
I
not an engineer, sir, so I will take your opinion on that as fact.
I heard I was watching some Blade Show coverage from a few weeks ago, and Andrew Demko was talking about that, about the EDM wire. And when I heard EDM, I thought electronic dance music wire. That's interesting. But no, I didn't really know anything about that either. I'm not an expert with like metallurgy or any of the manufacturing, anything. I just know what I've seen, probably like a lot of us on YouTube. I heard them talking a lot about Magna Cut and stuff from the show, but yeah, Demko was talking about EDM, the wire, and how you can only get so small, or rather, something about you can only there's limits to it, to how fine you can get it and stuff. So yeah, the 80/20 apparently uses that, and apparently it's one of the things that adds cost to the 80/20, whether it's an MG or a hand ground. I think either way. So that's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I actually did not like the 80/20. Like,
Oh,
so
really?
ergonomics, one of my favorite knives is actually I have a custom micarta 8015 or whatever. And that knife actually fits really well in my hands. And the 80/20 is close to that, but not quite as good. And the Shark Lock, for me, I understand the appeal of the whole fidget factor thing, but I really love the Scorpion Lock because it's just such a unique opening mechanism. And honestly,
that's cool.
Scorpion Lock, I know it's more than just a flipper tab, but to me, it feels like a flipper tab, and I'm not really a fan of flippers. So, like, I actually made a video of basically bashing that knife for a long ass time, and then I decided to delete that. I was like, this is just a negative ass video. This is just my personal preference, and I'm just talking shit about a knife. And I don't want to do that. But like, John and Andrew Ademko are freaking brilliant. I've actually had long conversations with those guys, and the way their mind works is just crazy. Talking knives with those guys is amazing. Also, John Evans,
lost you for a second.
Super chat for you, brother. Thanks for the gathering. Thank you, John Evans. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. The Shark Lock. I will be honest. I have more than once. I've gone. I go like that, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Wait. No, it's not a flipper. It's not a flipper. You gotta flip. It's not a flipper, because I have so many flippers. I really like flippers at the. I'm playing Malibu all the time, so I got to remind myself sometime. Which brings me to, do you ever have the problem of when a cutting task actually arrives? Well, for one, I have a hard time deciding what to use, and I've heard Bob from Knife Junkie, he has like a little blurb that mentions this, like what knife to actually use when a cutting task comes up. But also, do you ever find that you carry so many different knives that when a cutting task comes up, you're not prepared? You go to pull the knife out of your pocket, and you're like, what the hell is this? Oh, right, it's this one. Okay, now I got to use it. It's never, I just am so confident. I know this is an axis lock. This is a compression lock. I got so many things changing so often that I actually have to like stop and be like, okay, and then cut. Yeah.
So for me, because I've been doing this for a long time, I use all of my stuff. First off, I'm also pretty familiar with all the different opening mechanisms. That's why I love the 80/15 so much, because it really is just very, very different. So like when I first got that knife, I remember I cut myself so many times.
No.
What is this weird Rubik's Cube knife? Like, how do you?
I thought you get pinched. You get pinched more than cut.
So the only knife that pinched me was I had a Quartermaster General Lee, which is a Grant Gavin Hawk design knife, and that thing used to pinch the hell out of me. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God.
It's a pretty funny thing. Hold on a second. We got my friend saying something. Can I get some Molly off you, Red Wolf? I'm going to plead the fifth on that one, sir. If you ask around, you can find some. They're not hiding.
All right. Nice. So
that guy cracks me up.
Yeah. Wow. But
I only have one person that talks shit on my whole channel, and that's just that guy. But I will say, like, his stuff is fairly creative, so I kind of respect it.
Nice. Good flavor. That's great. Yeah.
But yeah, for me, like a flipper tab, I probably only have like maybe 5 flippers, right? And the ones I have, I'm just so picky about. Like, it has to just be like pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Like, this is the CKF Muscle flipper tab is just perfect. Ergonomics are great. And just a big badass.
I can hear that right over the stream. I can hear how that locks up. That's just a snap from hell. That's great. That sounds great.
Another one is the Hinderer Full Track. A knife I just I actually really, really like it.
That's great. I haven't handled like any of these. Like this is all ones that I think I've heard of, but I haven't actually handled any. There's so many knives I haven't handled. I'm so new to everything, and the money that I do have, I'm spending on all this stuff I have. I haven't gone too deep yet, but yeah,
Okay.
wow, those are awesome. Those are great looking. Yeah.
Another one is the Max Ace Goliath, which is a big 4.5-inch blade, but it fits fantastic.
Nice.
This is actually one in
That's nice.
Zerkutai, so really cool.
Damn, look at that. That's great. That's so cool, yeah.
There's also a few customs. Like I have this knife that Lefty EDC freaking hates. That's a full custom from Robert Oldecker. It also has fantastic as far as the flipping.
That's a beast.
Your kids are going crazy in the background, brother.
Yeah, it's my nieces. It's my nieces and my brother-in-law's kids. Yeah, we got the whole family here. I think they're playing pool, or maybe I don't know what they're doing in there, but yeah.
Okay. Hey, Yeti, I was actually offered $1,200 for this knife, and I think I paid like $8 for it, and I said no. So if you can get one, definitely buy it. It's a fantastic knife. Even at almost twice what I paid, I said no. No, it's not for sale, man. But I appreciate you.
That's one way you're into it.
Evil. All I hear is a background.
Really? Is that all we're hearing? Ah, shoot. I don't know if I have anywhere else I can go. Shoot.
Oh, no, you're all good. All I'm doing is talking shit, brother. You're completely fine. Family will always come first.
Yeah, I got you. Cool, thanks. I just make sure you can actually hear me.
Oh, no, I can hear you just fine.
All right. Cool.
The background just builds character.
Right.
So, do you have any full custom knives?
I do not. I don't even have mid-techs or anything. The titanium Malibu, they say it's a custom, but that's not a custom.
Yeah, Project is kind of weird about that. They call a lot of them custom, but like I've been to the factory, watched some of the stuff they made, and like some of them are definitely custom. Some of them are insane, but for the most part, they're customs. They're not really customs. They're also outsourced.
Yeah, they had it like at Blade Show. They showed a Malibu that was that gold one with like the pearl in it and stuff. It's like a $12,000 knife. So that's a custom. But the other stuff I have, no, I don't have. My stuff's all production. Yeah.
Okay, well, after the stream, if you want to check some stuff out, let me know. I definitely do not mind looking up a couple of different shops around here.
Great. Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I just found my wallet. It was in the other part of my pants. So this is also part of my EDC, the wallet from the EDC Baltic, and then a little flashlight, the Mech Army Mech Torch.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you got it going on. Nice, man.
But yeah, customs, they're an interesting thing, right? Because everybody always thinks that if it's a custom knife, it's going to be perfect. But the custom knife is more about that little bit of human error and kind of that back and forth with the maker. So, like, most customs I've had have for sure had problems. I've had some that are absolutely incredible. Case in point, I have this Character 9 that is pretty much perfect. I don't think I really have any problems with this knife at all.
Yeah, look at that. Man, you can just tell when you...
I have no problem at all helping out a fellow YouTuber. We can try to grow our audience. Everyone who's still watching or has watched, whoever watches later on, this is in the article. His channel will be linked in the description later on. Go ahead and subscribe to him. He's a great guy, obviously, and he's trying to grow as a member of our community.
Thank you.
So help him grow. Show him love, folks.
Thank you, man. That was too kind of you. You offer send me those and give me a shout out and everything. Thank you, man. That's super kind of you.
For sure, brother. Quackcom, I'm not sure how you say your name, brother. When part 3 of the collection vid coming? I have no idea. There's no structure at all to my channel. I basically just throw stuff out there. It'll come eventually.
Yeah, I hear that.
Next week or a month. I have no idea. It's coming eventually.
Yeah.
That being said, I've bought a whole bunch of knives since part 2. I've sold a whole bunch of knives since part 2. So it's kind of an ongoing thing.
Yep, I hear that. Yep.
So as far as you for YouTube, have you had any issues so far? Has it been relatively smooth? You have a nice little follower base.
I've got like 44 subs right now. Interaction is, I would say, pretty minimal, but I haven't had anybody, be completely unreasonable or anything. Most people either just have a question or a comment real quick. Everybody's been pretty nice so far. So yeah, I haven't had any issues, but I mean, I've got such a small pool of people to kind of go on. But I generally, I don't know. I always believe that people are good, and I know sometimes it can be easy to say something that you might not say to someone's face on a computer when you're typing it up. But I've just always felt like I believe that people are really good overall, and I haven't had any issues. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I'll say when I first started off, I think I had maybe 12 subs, but every single one of those 12 subs, like they were on every single video, they watched every single thing I did, and we just stayed talking. And those same 12 subs, I still know I've met all but 2 of them in real life, and we're actually friends. And YouTube's crazy.
That's awesome. That I don't know how many people can say that. I mean, what more can you ask for? That's incredible. That is so cool.
So yeah, 1 second, cool, Yeti says next unboxing from Drunken Spree. So that's actually already been recorded. And spoiler alert, I almost knocked myself out throwing this big beast in the air. I actually did not realize it until after the video. I recorded the video. I was like, man, there's sweat dripping down my ass crack. Why is it so hot now? It wasn't sweat, it was blood. I apparently when I threw it up in the air, it clipped my ass and it was just pouring down my back for the whole video.
Oh my god!
So a drunk buying spree is coming up soon. It's already been recorded. It needs to be edited, and those edits take time.
What a great idea for video! That's awesome. You want to talk about relatable? Something relatable. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I did one of those as a joke. I'm like, you know what? I do this type of stuff anyways. Might as well record it and see what happens. And it got 3,000 views in the first 48 hours. I was like, what the hell? So they haven't quite that time anymore. It was kind of a fluke. But I was still just shocked. And I was like, wow, you guys really watching me hurt myself.
Wow, you're an inspiration. Inspire people to do their own drunk buying spree. That's great. That's a really great idea for video. That's so cool.
Yeah, the most recent one is really
all right, I'm looking it up.
And I'm going to the post office. I'm collecting 6 packages at a time. I'm just stressed out. I'm like, man, this is gonna be bad. Gonna be bad.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
I've been trying to slow down drinking after that one because that was a little too close to home.
Oh my god! Wow. That's really funny. Wow, that's great.
Rock fam just subbed to Irkedparticle.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do. That's super cool. Yeah, you guys are cool as hell, man. I'm so glad you've invited me on, man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Oh, for sure, man. Also, I already forgot, but normally I post up the link in the actual channel for anyone to join if they want to. I fucked up today and forgot to do that, so 1 second.
All right.
If anybody wants to join, here is the public join link. Please feel free. If it wants to post, technology hates me sometimes, most times.
Yeah, it can. You hear that? That's my niece calling me. Yeah, what's up?
Where are you?
I'm in here.
Can you take your head through that thing, the window?
Well, yeah. Well, give me a few minutes, and I'll come out in a few. I'm talking to my buddy here. Okay. All right. So give me a little bit. I'll come out after a while. Okay. Okay. That was my niece. Yeah.
All good. Hey, so normally I do these for about an hour. We're at about 40 minutes right now. If you need to go, though, it's the problem at all, man. Again, family will always come first to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I might get going in a couple minutes because I know they're itching to. But they got a pool table at this
Okay.
house we're staying. They got a pool table. I think they want to play pool, or they've actually been interested in my knives. My nieces, they've been coming in here. I got my knives hanging up over here, and they've been asking me about. They've been asking me about locks and blades, and it's interesting because normally I don't have a whole lot of people in person in my life who are interested. So of course, when somebody asks a question, I'm like, "Oh, what do you want to know?" Yeah.
Hey, I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah.
My girlfriend asked a question, and I was like, I brought out half the collection. Like, here's this one, this one, this one. She's like, dude, I just wanted to know what a button lock was. Like, shut the
Are
fuck
you
up.
ready for me to make? Are you ready for me to make you sorry you asked? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Somebody showed me a video about a guy who's like, basically to make a puzzle, like
Wow.
out of
Yeah.
context, that was horrifying.
Really? Hold on. Let me make sure. Is everybody alive? Y'all are alive. You're smiling. I know you're alive. All right. Anyway. That's funny.
Also, the latest gem from KB, Red Wolf, do you own an AK rifle? Technically, I'm a felon, and I'm right here, so we're just going to say I plead the fifth, but I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, so somebody recently had a posting about the Second Amendment, and I'm pretty public with my background and everything else. So I was saying that like Joe Biden trying to remove the Second Amendment is a problem because really it just hurts American citizens, right? Because people are actually like good, upstanding, law-abiding citizens. Because someone like me, if I wanted to get a firearm or an automatic rifle or a fucking grenade, if I so chose, I can get it. So it doesn't really hurt criminals. It hurts people that are just trying to live their lives to keep their families safe.
Yeah,
so that's what
I agree with that. Yep, I agree with that. It's like with anything, you try to put prohibition on anything, and if people want it, they're going to find a way. You know, it actually always bothered me about about felons. Like, I'm not a felon. I've had problems with the law and stuff. I'm just not a felon, but it's always bothered me. You know, we have the Second Amendment right, but in this case, sorry, unless, asterisk, if this happens, then you can't. That always bugged me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm not super political, but I believe a problem occurs when you're following one extreme or the other, because in life, there really are no extremes. There are no true absolutes. There is nobody that just knows everything at all points in times. That's never wrong. Like, that doesn't exist.
Yes.
So I feel like people get really wrapped up in the whole thing and not just look at the actual logic behind it all.
Yep. Yep, I agree. And nowadays, it's so difficult to know what is true anymore, even. People can't agree on what facts are. There's so many different competing sources of information. My sister will try to talk to me about, she's anti-vax and stuff, and she'll try to talk to me about that, and she'll be like, oh, I have this source and that source, and I'm like, when it comes down to it, man, pretty much everything is hearsay. Like, unless you're checking it yourself and you're doing the research yourself, you just kind of listen to what people say and repeating it.
Pretty much.
It's difficult because it makes me sound like I'm saying we don't know anything, because people tell us a lot of things. It's not like that, but it's difficult when an argument nowadays feels like it's less about I'm right and you're wrong. It's more about we can't even agree on what we're arguing about in the first place, because we don't know what the actual facts are. So it's a mess. It's a mess. Yeah. But I'm not real political either, so I was trying to step on anybody's toes, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it's like if you can't voice your opinion and it offends somebody, it's sort of a problem, man, because if I'm saying how I feel, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just speaking about personally how I feel. Like, me personally, I lean more right. I'm not full on right wing, but I definitely lean more right. My girlfriend is full on left. So we can actually have conversations because it's this really
Mhm.
it's this really awesome thing, right? To where like I'm not trying to change her mind. She knows she can't change mine.
Yeah.
So we're basically just having our own different
Yeah.
opinion, and we find ways to meet in the middle. And
Mm.
like it's beautiful. And I
Exactly.
don't think it's really
That
that
is
hard.
awesome.
Everyone's got their head shoved so far up their ass, and they just don't want to see anybody else's point of view. All they want to do is focus on their own. But like again, there are no absolutes. Your point of view is not absolute. Either somebody else's. It's a very different thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, one
And I
second.
just
Doom Slayer says that knife you just showed. What was that? Which knife, sir? Try to describe it to me. I've not showed a knife in the last like maybe 20 minutes or so. Also, shout out to Knife Rights.
Yeah, nice. Absolutely. Yeah, they're great.
All right, sorry about that.
Very cool.
I'm distracted. Very
lucky to have
so I
them.
just saw that. Oh crap! Got to respond.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's difficult when you have it's cool you and your girlfriend are kind of on different ends, but you can have a discussion like normal people. Nowadays it's a lot with not everybody, but with a lot of people, you tell them your opinion and it's like it's a personal attack, you know, just because it's not the same as theirs. I mean, we can have different opinions, man. Just because I'm telling you my opinion, it's different for yours, doesn't mean I'm coming after you or anything. Can we just talk about it? Yeah. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, did you say you were a pagan or an opinion?
Oh, opinion. Yeah. No, not pagan.
Okay. I thought you said you were pagan. I was like, oh, we can have a long conversation about that one.
Yeah. No, I'm like, I guess agnostic is probably the most accurate way to say it. Yeah. Yeah.
1 second, brother. Hey, Doomslayer, are you talking about this one right here?
Oh, yeah, that might be the last one you showed.
You said it had a titanium clip, black scales. This is a Mokutai clip, but yeah. This one.
Is that the one?
Oh, God, where'd it all go?
What was the other one?
Yeah, okay. So this is a Seraphim Knives Yakuza. It is a full-on custom, so. KB, I will not sell you a fully automatic rifle. That is a massive ass felony, and I do not want to go back to prison for some dumb shit. Love you there, brother.
Yeah. Nice.
That's the real gem right there. Well, love you, KB.
Yeah.
Nobody else does, but I love you.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I don't own a firearm. I'm not against them or anything. I just don't own any. But I've gone out shooting and stuff. I've shot a lot of different weapons, but I've never actually owned one. And at some point, I would love to get one, if only just for target practice and stuff. If not, home defense type thing. But I have zero problem with guns. They're amazing marvels of engineering, actually. And believe it or not, they have never been responsible for purposefully ending a human life by themselves. Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know what I would get if I was going to get one. I don't know. It might be like a 9mm Glock or something. That's kind of basic, but they always look so awesome, and they're supposed to like never jam up on you and stuff. But I know very, very little about guns. Just kind of what I've heard from friends and family and movies, basically.
Yeah. So about the only gun that's not going to jam up on you is like a standard revolver. Glock has moving parts, right? So if one of those pieces fails, or they jam up, or anything happens, the more moving parts you have, the more chances you have of failures. So it isn't a big deal. Yes. It's pretty easy. If a Glock jams, it's pretty easy to clear it, but it does still happen. It isn't as bad as like a high point, for example, which is a piece of crap. But definitely it's still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Revolver, it's you got the hammer and hammer and spring, because when you pull the trigger, it'll rotate the barrel, right? If it's not single action. I don't know exactly how that works, but and that's about it. So yeah, pretty
To
simple.
be honest, I see them, I like them, I play with them, I fire them, they go boom, and I smile. But that's about it. I am not a gunsmith by any means. Some folks in the comment section or on the stream can tell you a whole bunch about them if they want to, though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people who are so knowledgeable about it. It's really interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
It's so funny. So it'll be so quiet, and I'll just hear or weird little noises in the background. Yeah. I know.
I'm sorry. It's actually been me the whole time. Yeah, it's been me the whole time. I'm a great ventriloquist, so it's actually been just me the whole time. There's no one else here. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, if that's the case, you missed your calling. Put down the knife, bro. Just hop on stage. Make terrifying children noises at the camera and
right.
I'm sure that there is definitely a crowd there.
That's not creepy. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, I tell you what, I probably should go ahead and get going then. But I know we're getting close to the hour point anyway.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, thank you to everybody who was here and who was posting comments and questions and all that. That is so cool. Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. This has been really cool. I did one other vape related stream a couple years ago, and then this is my only other one I've done. So yeah, very cool. Oh, Irkedparticle. Oh, you like my name? Thank you. Very cool.
It is a very cool name, Irkedparticle. Sounds like a superhero.
Oh, wow, that's a big compliment. Thank you.
All right, sir. Well, it's been great having you on. Please enjoy your time with your family. Everyone, go sub to Irkedparticle. Give him a shot. He's brand new in the community. Show him that love. You showed me so much. I love you all. I appreciate you all. You, sir, thank you for your time. Take care. And whenever you want to leave the stream, go ahead and head on out.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
End right there.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. And thanks again, man. All right. Oh, hey, where is this going to be posted if I want to show this to anybody? Where would they watch this?
It'll be on the Red Wolf EDC YouTube channel. It's streaming live right now, and there'll be a recording posted in the next 10 minutes or so whenever I log off.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks again. And everybody else, everybody, including you, have a great evening. Thanks.
You as well, sir.
All right, bye-bye.
So, Quack Mom, you mentioned you were a felon. Was the felon carrying gas station knives? No, sir. No, it was not. I was trying to be a tough ass, and I have a long story about it. It's about 30 minutes long on YouTube. You want to give it a shot? I don't feel like it's done very well, but I got some pretty solid feedback about it. So, yeah, but definitely not gas station knives. The reason why I went to prison was a knife, but it was actually a Chris Reeve knife, ironically enough, which is not for self-defense, but it was used for self-defense in a moment of idiocy. So we are at 54 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off here. Unless anybody else wants to join, she would get more cool street cred. Honestly, man, most people that commit crimes with knives use kitchen knives, which are big and terrifying. I mean, you can use a folding knife, or you can be like, hey, come here, fucker. This is way more terrifying than using some fancy-ass high-end folding knife. So I guess you can use this little Schreider. That'd work pretty well if you wanted to be a mall ninja. But anyways, AKB, my favorite shit talker. There is a link in the description. Want to hop on the stream, brother? You see your face. We can see you face to face. Talk shit back and forth. Come on, man. You've been going back and forth with me for about maybe 7-8 months now. Let's take it to the next level. Let's define our relationship, KB. So, how many of you actually sub to Irkedparticle? Man, I love the knife community so much, right? That's somebody that I literally just happened to meet on Reddit, and he's like, "Hey, I do YouTube." I was like, "Oh yeah, me too. That's awesome." He showed me his channel, we would follow or whatever. Like 4 days later, he hops on a live stream, got some more subs. Like, I love it, man. Also, shout out to Lefty EDC if you happen to be watching, brother, for the idea of helping out smaller creators. I'm always talking about helping out the community and bringing somebody onto my live stream that has basically no subs and is just starting out is a great way to kind of get back. I'm going to start doing that as much as I possibly can. Looking for a new neck knife. I don't know what a good one would be, but yep, I'll sub to him. Awesome. This is my neck knife now. Should carry a freaking Strider. Yes, you kind of could. I have a friend of mine that carries a knife about this size. I don't know about a neck, though. I'm just imagining him running this actually. Bah, bah, bah. Bedford Necromancer. Is that actually a thing? Please tell me they named the knife the Necromancer. Like, that's amazing. I'm not really a huge fan of neck knives, so I had no idea, but that is badass. Something Tonto and all blackouts. Are you trying to be a mall ninja doomslayer? Don't do it. Prison is not fun. It's not as scary as you actually think it is. It's actually pretty chill for the most part, but it's very, very boring. Also, I got to Google that. Bedford Necromancer. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. It's sticky and stubby. I need to see this, folks. The Necromancer. I will say, man, Medford's pretty good at naming knives. Some of the stuff sounds stupid. Some of the stuff sounds hilarious. Is that an older model or one that just came out? Or that's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. For $230, I'm not sure if it's that cool, but that's pretty nifty. So if you want the Medford Necromancer, there you go. Pretty interesting. Also going to once again, for the last time, post up the actual StreamYard link right here. If anybody wants to join, especially my friend KB over there. I think it's KB. You got your name, man. KB, there we go. I would love to have you on. Because I actually love talking shit, folks. You guys haven't noticed. So if you want to roast my ass, like, that's amazing. That's basically all we left you to do is just talk shit to each other all day long. Never gets old. There's a link. That one or Bark River or Tops. Man, Tops Knives makes so many good knives. I actually love Tops. Tops and this freaking thing, oh god, Condor Knife and Tool. They also make some fantastic fixed blades. This big ass monster that a subscriber sent to me as a gift, which I greatly appreciate it. Bark River Tops. I have very little experience with Bark River, but I love Tops. So what I will say to that, Doomslayer, is that, again, based on where you live, you're going to go to jail. Just run. Like, again, I'm pretty well trained. I'm a big guy. I know how to fight. If I could go back in time, I would have just ran because it's not worth it, man. Like, I missed so much time with my family, my friends. Like, my fucking daughter was born while I was in a prison cell. Like, not to mention the riots. Like, prison is a pretty calm place until it's not. And then someone hands you a gun, tells you to poke somebody else, you're gonna be poked, and it's not worth it, man. It's fucking not. Looking for a good fixed blade to keister. Okay. Telling prison stories is probably not a good idea, but I'm just gonna have to tell this one right now. So the Northerners or the Norteños or whatever, they have to carry a knife on them at all times. So at one point in time, I was in fire camp. I was in, I believe it was Cascade on California Correctional Facility, or with the CCC, also known as Susanville. And I was waiting to go to fire camp, right? And I was in a dorm full of Northerners. which normally like the white boys and Northerners are kept separate as like enemies or whatever. But like personally, I didn't really care, so we all bunked together. And every single morning, there'd be 20 Northerners that would line up, take this like sheet, which is basically a toilet paper roll, like the inside cardboard piece or whatever, and then fold it up and literally put a blade in that, shove a knife up their fucking ass, and then proceed to do burpees for an hour. Burpees, 22 push-ups, working out while having this gigantic, basically fish-shaped blade up your ass. And they have to carry that all day, every day. Like, can you imagine that shit? Like, I understand the point of it. Like, it's self-defense, it's stuff like to keep everybody safe or whatever. But like, damn, dude, I gotta be honest. Like, if that's what we had to do, I would check out. Like, I was a wood in prison. I basically was a gangster in there. But if I had to like shove a big ass thing up my ass every single morning and work out for an hour, I'm gonna piece you up. Like, I'm like, you know what, man? I could stand the fighting. I could stand being stabbed. I could stand the tear gas. I don't mind these things. But I'm not gonna shove a fish-shaped knife up my ass and then work out every day. Fuck that. Like, so going to look for a knife to keister, I've seen some shit, dude. Oh my God. I kind of respect the dedication, but at the same time, like, fuck that noise. I'm like, no. Man, the coolest shiv I've ever seen, right? And I swear to God on everything on my life, on the gods above, this is a true story. So there's a guy I knew named Jimmy Allen, right? And literally, he was in freaking solitary. And the only thing they really give you is commissary, right? And so everything is concrete. There's just the actual piece there. And he was trying to get someone in the yard, which is literally, it's basically like a big ass dog kennel. But there's a brief moment in time to where the two inmates walk past each other. So the only thing he could make was literally like he was trying to figure out a way to make a shank. So this guy literally took a bag of potato chips, heated it up, stretched it out, folded it over, heated it up, stretched it out, folded it over, heated it up, stretched it out, folded it over and over and over and over and over again, right? And he did this with like 5 or 6 different bags over a period of a couple of weeks. And he had this crazy looking tie-dye rainbow shank. And it was fucking huge because you can get pretty big stuff in prison, right? But like for the most part, you're limited on what you can actually get. Most shanks may have freaking toothbrushes, razors, combs. If you get lucky, you might be able to kick out a little bedpost. But for the most part, it's all pretty janky shit. So he had this thing, it's like a goddamn machete. And he's talking to me about it the whole time. I'm like, bro, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Long story short, that shit worked. It went in twice, and then it just folded over on itself. But it worked. I also made a bag, or I made a shank out of fucking blue buffalo potato chip bags. Like, the ingenuity of people in prison is in freaking sane. Wait a second. Triple E. So we left and came back to discussion about knives, assholes. This is a microtech group on Facebook. I'm telling you, I have no filter. It's kind of a problem. KB, but I'm a coward. KB, we still love you. Come on the live stream, brother. Talk that shit. I want to hear it. I'm also halfway convinced you're like 500 pounds, have no neck, and you have a speech impediment, like I do, but I'm also not 500 pounds, and I got a neck. Potato Damascus. Dude, I'm not going to lie. That thing was freaking pretty. I tried to make one, not to hurt anybody, just kind of see if I could do it. I did not. I did burn myself really good, though. I heated it up too much and turned into liquid. It just like poured onto me. I was like, ah! Trying to scrape it off, but it's not coming off. Like, it was bad. It was a mashed potato chip bag shank, Forge and Fire San Quentin edition. You watch the video in different ways of how Collins made shit. Oh my fucking God, dude. They have some creative minds. Man, it's because all you have in there is fucking time. Like, there's all these videos about how prison is so dangerous, so bad, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's bad in very brief periods of time. Otherwise, everyone's really respectful, And it's just time and time and time. And all you have is time to figure out shit. Time to figure out how to hurt somebody else or light a cigarette or do anything. You got to think about it, man. You have lighters in there. Like literally, we'll use freaking 2 batteries, a stamp, and a freaking staple. We have to cut in half. So, like, everything is about figuring this whole thing out. Like, if you're lucky, you're right, you can get what's called a stinger. You can basically pop a socket or whatever, and these 2 little prongs that go in the actual outlet itself and then create fire. Use it to boil water mainly, right? But if you jury rig it, you can use it to light a cigarette or a wick or any number of things, right? But if you don't have that, you're literally using some batteries, a postage stamp, tape if you can get it. If you're lucky, you can get tape, but that's kind of hard to get sometimes. And a freaking staple, like, and that's just the bare basics. That's just what it starts out being. Like, it's insane. Actually, a little bit, man. I will say it was more shinier and it had more colors. Like, I wish I had a picture of it, dude. Like, it was crazy. It was like a literal rainbow knife because, I mean, it's basically just aluminum foil. And whenever you heat that up, before it like just liquefies, it turns this crazy ass color. And that's basically what he had achieved. So like it was crazy. Prison EDC, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I had knives in there. I did not EDC them every single day because that involved shoving it up my ass, and fuck that. But the Northerners in there, I respect their dedication because that's a real prison EDC. It even has its own sheath. Just basically imagine shoving that up your ass every day. Like, fuck that. And let's not get started on cell phones. Cell phones run rampant in prison. And, you know what I mean? Think about it. Yeah, the guards give us some of them, but for the most part, somebody goes to visiting, somebody brings in a cell phone, smuggles it in, and then while sitting there eating food with your family, you have one hand on a burger, the other hand shoving a cell phone up your ass. Like, I'm good, man. I'm good. I have my limitations. I'm good off all that. Talking about that 349 ramen life. What kind of service? Did you serve? What do you mean service? Like sentence? I was in a whole bunch of different prisons, right? I started out obviously in King County Jail. From there, I went to DBI reception. I was in H-wing. When I first got there, we were in peak fire season, right? So everyone was trying. So even though I literally had a freaking assault that did a weapon charge, I thought I stabbed somebody on the outside. They didn't go to prison in the first place. They overrode that. And they sent me to fire camp because they just needed people. They're like, hey, if we send you to fire camp, are you going to work on the actual, are you going to hop on a fire line or are you basically going to sit in camp all day? I was like, I want to fucking work. Like, give me that. I want that $1 an hour, which is what you get in fucking prison if you get really lucky. Fire camp, you're fighting fires, you're working 20 hours a day, getting $1 an hour, and you're fucking loving it. So that's where I first started. It's also where I met the Northerners that were shoving fists up their ass full of knives. Oh man, you got to specify. 349 ramen life. So ramen is really expensive in our county jail. It wasn't that bad in actual prison. Like you had folks that were like killing, like just wanting so bad to go to prison because you could not eat anything besides the shitty ass steak beans because commissary was insane. So I don't think I actually believe it was more than $3.49 for a ramen. But inside, I think it was like 90 cents, which is higher than what it is out here, obviously, but it isn't anything crazy. From what I remember, a whole case is like $9. Doomslayer. For real, bro, my dude, my big brother's doing time right now. I can't wait for him to get out. He's going upstate and he's gonna do 18 years. Fuck, I'm good off of that. Minimum sucks. He'll only be fucking 50 by the time he gets out. So was he doing like 18 to life? Because if that's the case, bro, like you're probably looking for a long stretch. That guy I was talking about, Jimmy Allen, who they named the freaking Boker chip bag rainbow knife. He got 5 to life. He killed someone when he was 11 years old. He was charged as an adult. So he got 5 years to life. When I met him, he had done 48 years. So I mean, if you have that, 1 year to life, you're not getting out in 1 year, and it very likely will be life. That guy's out now, but he got out when he was almost 70 years old. So, I mean, think about that type of shit. I was out for a while. I got a phone call from his ass. Like, hey, is this so on and so forth? I was like, hey, who's this? And he like told me his name, told me the story about him. I was like, oh fuck, what's up, bro? So we actually stayed in my back house for a little bit. Last time I checked on him, now he has his own place. He's doing good. He's on Social Security, which is, for his age, I understand that or whatever. He's clean, he's sober, he's doing good. But yeah, like if you have that life attached to your sentence, brother, like you're doing bad. Like it's scary. What if it rang? Is it on vibrate? So first off, I never shoved a cell phone up my ass, so I don't know, but I would hope so. You just imagine like you're just standing in the line, just what's that? You're just like socking yourself in the ass, like stop it, stop it. Open and shuts off. Like I don't know, man. I guess I never crossed that line, but I've seen a whole bunch of it. Monster Racing, hello, brother. KB, I have a neck beard. I mean, I have a little one. Rusty Hatcher, damn glad you're here now. One great personality. Been watching your vids for a while now. Rusty Hatcher, I greatly appreciate that, sir. Doomslayer, 1835. So where is he doing prison at? Because California is different than some other places. I did some time down south as well. If you are a fuck up inside, they like to send you to places far away from home. So I have been to stuff in California. I went down to Oklahoma, Georgia, Atlanta. Well, Atlanta, to be clear, is Georgia, but prison in Atlanta. I'm a fucking idiot, sorry. Me too. Hello, everyone. Hi, Tim. Hello, Triple EDC. So, anybody else have any questions? Do you want to hear any more stories? Do you have anything? Like, again, like I'm an open book, bro. I'll tell anybody anything. I don't fucking care. In Pennsylvania, Lawrence County. So I'm not too familiar with Pennsylvania. I do know that they don't really have woods out there. So you're basically in a full-on gang, be it the AAV, skins, whatever the case may be, if you're a white boy. And that sucks. Do they still make license plates? When I was in there, they did not. They had options of different jobs, right? So everyone has a job, first of all. Not everyone gets paid for it. Most folks don't have a pay number. For me, for the most part, I worked in the warehouse because I work in the warehouse on the outside. So I know how to use electric pallet jack, everything else. So for the most part, they'll give you a job based on your skills. And if you have no skills, you're cleaning toilets, which sucks. But where I was at, they did not. But they did have a program for being an auto body technician that had like a 4-year-long wait time. I never got to that one. Sup, dude? Open my mail yet? Is this you? Or is this the fuck, I forgot. I think this is you. And yeah, I did. This thing cut the hell out of my head. I was already telling someone about that on the stream or whatever. I went the whole video without realizing I had a giant ass cut. Oh yeah. That one is also here, and I love this thing, man. Bitchin'. I'm getting some I forgot what it's called. They're like red and black grips from Monkey Edge. Black cherry, there we go. Grips to go with it. I have an ulti clip coming from Tor Knife. It's going to be an in-pocket carry for me. But yeah, man. Love it. Great ergonomics. Really kind of stoked for this thing. It's a little too small for my hands. Like the jimping or whatever is back here, so I have to hold like that for jimping. But I mean, otherwise, just kind of like this. Feels good. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of gifts during my last drunk by. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, he's white, covered in tats. I hope you find your group so you don't get hurt. So not to be a dick, is he general population or SNY, special needs yard? Because that has a lot to do with it. Also, to those of you who are just watching, we're talking about fucking prison because, I don't know, I got distracted. Now we're on this subject. If anybody has any prison questions, I'm talking about that, I guess, right now. So let me know. We've already covered people basically shoving fist-sized shanks at their ass, so that happened. Love the Tonto blade. I used to kind of hate the Tonto because you have to sharpen it twice. But then I don't really sharpen my own knives because I have the gear for it. I know how to sharpen knives. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I sharpen knives with like really just basic ass steel. Will there be a drunk live stream? That is not a good idea. Oh my god. I will be talking about some shit that I should not talk about. Antic7, gotta run. Good stream. Keep them coming. I appreciate you, brother. Take care. Give your daughter a big ass kiss to me. That man is a great father. Take care, brother. I love you, sir. Enjoyed watching the movie Shot Caller. Oh yeah, that's the one with God, the guy who plays Jaime Lannister. He has a crazy ass name. Isn't it like Kevin something, but like the last name is like hella crazy, like Walladoer or something like that? But yeah, that was good. Not super accurate, but like better than most, not gonna lie. I will say everyone in my family's been to prison sometime in my life. Crazy stories. Yeah, for me, kind of the same way. I went for some pretty serious shit. They've all gone for drugs. I went for violence, so kind of upgraded on that one, I guess. But yeah. Sick. But the child died. Got blamed on him. So I don't know, man. That's fucked up. So if you want to say on here, feel free. If he's a fucking child molester, I don't want to hear it. I'll roast the fuck out of you. I have very few lines, but as far as like hurting kids or women, like I'm kind of okay or not okay with that at all. Sorry. Nicola Coaster Walladew. Where did I get Kevin from? Oh god. I thought he had a regular name and the rest was like crazy. But no, Nicola Coaster Walladew was pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I was very surprised by it, but again, not really how things work, but closer than most. But anyways, Doomslayer, I'm pretty open to most things, man. I don't judge a lot. Just again, if you're just hurting fucking kids or you're just like a sexual predator or whatever, like those to me are my lines. Like, don't tell me about that shit. Like, I'll fucking go off. That's some coward shit right there. But anyways, any other questions? Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Children are so innocent; they should never see that kind of evil. Exactly. And I actually have, so I have more female friends than I do guy friends, right? And a lot of them have been abused. And I'm seeing people as adults that have things happen to them as kids that literally transcended their entire life. It's been 20, 30 years for some folks, and like it still has this really profound negative impact on their life. And it's fucking heartbreaking. Like, that's like some real coward shit right there. There we go. By the way, is the live stream today better? Last time it was really blurry, very choppy. I fucked around with some settings, did some stuff. Like, is it better or is it still complete crap? I also bought a computer. It should be here in like, I think like next week or so. Like A, B, or C, you are choosing my next giveaway. C. I don't know. Why not? I was in C lower in High Desert State Prison, so we'll just go as C. Everyone's choosing C. I like it. Also, I have no idea what I was talking about. I got distracted by the A, B, or C choice. It's better crap this time. What's better crap this time? Oh, never mind the video. I was just talking about that. Okay. Well, it should be good pretty soon. I'm buying an adapter so it plugs straight into the Ethernet port or whatever. So then we don't have to deal with Wi-Fi and shit like that. So it'll be getting better soon. But yeah, right now it's for sure fucked up. Yeah, I don't blame you, Doomslayer. So, fun fact, right? The guards in prison also hate the type of people. So occasionally they'll run a lottery, and it's kind of a secret thing or whatever. Basically, they will have to So I did time for the most part up in DBI, right? I mean, I went all over the state, parts of the country, but I did almost a year straight in DBI, which is the majority of my time. But so they have A, B, and C wing. And they have J, H. There's a bunch of wings actually. There's L1. It's weird, but they have E and F, which at that point in time is just PC. So they'll be having some person walk by or whatever, and then so if, basically anybody on the other side of the fence, if you see them, you are required to do the best you can to fucking kill them. Like, I mean, you don't have to kill them. Most people don't want to get a timeout like that, but like you're supposed to just at least charge over and fuck them up. So occasionally, a guard will forget that a GP inmate is walking, and then you'll see somebody else on the S and Y yard come, and then the guards look at you, and they just turn their back, and you're like, okay, it's fucking on, and you just fucking get them. Like, nobody likes those fucking people at all. Like, they're fucking child molesters or weirdos, fucking get them. Guitar strings are really hard to get in there. So for the most part, people, again, they use staples. They used, what's that shit called? It's a bed spring, but it's not like a regular ass bed spring, because most of our mattresses are like, from when I was there, they're basically like a plastic cover with foam on the inside. But God, it's been years since I've been in there. But there's a certain wing you can go to, and you can get basically like freaking beds that have like actual springs, and you would slide those out on a little football or a kite to somebody else, and then you could sell them all day long. Yeah, tattoos, and they're freaking crazy. Like, fucking this shit, this ugly ass shit. Freaking if I can show it to you. I literally tattooed myself in prison. I made a little panda. Little prison panda. Fucking Gurr from Invader Zim. I'm a fucking weirdo. That's both prison ink. People use CD players, freaking shaker motors, all sorts of shit. All right, KB, there's your moment in the sun. And that's a personal preference, so good for you, I guess. I'm good. That also does not really happen in GP. It's primarily an SNY thing. If you were homosexual on the yard, they'd kill you, which is some old school fucked off shit I don't agree with at all. But that's what it is. So unless you're black, if you're black, the blacks don't care. There's gay people on the yard for the black people. Which I think is honestly better, because hating someone for their sexual orientation or gender is fucking stupid. My brown brother, sorry, no tortillas, blood in, blood out. So understand how you get ink, or is it ink? Okay, so there's a couple different ways, right? Color in prison is literally regular ass paint you get from commissary, or excuse me, packages, which is walk-in horts, access, fuck. It's either Icon or Iconic. There's a new one that came out recently, and there's one other one that I forgot what it was. It's literal fucking paint, and it doesn't show up very bright at all, but it is still color. And the other option is based on where you're at, you either make a candle. So you literally take a Coke can, you smash it down, you put baby oil in the actual Coke can, you take a spring or whatever you can get, and you basically wrap it around. You wrap it with like a sheet. So you basically make it into a makeshift wick or whatever. You can put that in the actual Coke can, you light that up, and it makes a candle. Then you put a paper bag over that. Obviously, the flame needs to be low, and soot collects all on the inside of the bag. And from there, you scrape that out. You put a little bit of water into it. It actually makes fantastic ink. The prison tattoos I have that are all black, you can see they're like jet ass black. They're super black. So colors are hard to achieve, but like just like black ink, not at all. Also, I think again, based on where you're at, you can also burn a chest piece. If you use a chest piece to burn it, it doesn't stay super black. It turns like black and turns sort of bluish after a while. But yeah, you can definitely make ink in there pretty easy. I just thought, my cousin said he saw a man get killed with one, sawed his head off. That's crazy. Killed with what? A shank? Because I mean, there's definitely some big shanks in there, brother, but like they're pretty hard to come by. Most of them are very, very small. And as far as getting someone's head cut off, that takes a whole lot of time. And you have the alarms blaring, the inmates fucking going or whatever. There's very rarely ever a one-on-one fight. If it's a riot, like if it's a riot going on, if you take the time to saw into somebody or stab multiple times, you're gonna get stuck up. So I'm not sure where he went to where he had the time to cut someone's head off, but that sounds like bullshit to me. Not trying to be rude, but yeah. Will you do a live prison meal? Man, I still do what's called busting a spread, which is freaking top ramen, hot Cheetos, fucking mayonnaise, ranch, cheese, wrapping a burrito with like a meat log or whatever. Like, that's still a thing. So maybe. Also, Rusty Hatcher. So where I was at, you could not get instruments. I was in a 4-yard for the most of my terms. Instrumentations or instruments are between 1 and 2, and even then you have to have a freaking write-up. So you can get them, but they're really, really hard to come by. And where I was at, they were pretty much non-existent. I was not trying to ignore you, man. I completely forgot. Yeah, sometimes the blue looks kind of cool though. For the most part, yeah, it's kind of weird. Um, so yes, for the most part, most of them are already prepared. Like eggs come in a giant ass freaking tub. Meat comes in this weird ass question mark package. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Like, so there are knives there, kind of. They're more like metal spatulas, have a slight edge to them, so you can cut stuff. Kind of. They're never good cuts. They're never quality cuts. But yeah, they do have knives in the kitchen. Again, this is also talking about my personal experience, which is on a higher end yard. So at a ranch or a fire camp or whatever, I was at fire camp too, but I was not there for very long. I got into fights immediately. I got caught with a cell phone, got my ass, a whole bunch of other different types of stuff, and I got freaking moved from a little 0.5 yards of fire camp to a 4 yard. It's very easy to get points in fire camp. So there they have kitchen knives. They had pretty much everything you have out here. But as far as where I did most of my time at, no. Georgia Diagnostic. So what was he getting cut with though? Like again, like it's pretty hard to make a freaking shank. And to make a bigger one, they're trying to hide it. They have to figure out where you're supposed to hide it at. Because you don't just run down the freaking tier holding the fucking machete. Like, it's how you get shot. Frito burrito. How many months, years did you serve? So, which time? I've done multiple terms. I was in and out for most of my life. I went to CYA when I was 12 years old. I got out from there, went to my parents' house, was there for less than 4 months, and I moved out. Was on my own, homeless in Frisco for a while. I've been in and out most of my life. I recorded a video talking about my most recent term, where my daughter was born while I was in prison. That kind of like changed my whole life. And since then, I've never been out. I don't use drugs anymore. Fuck around with anything besides weed and alcohol. But yeah, I've done multiple terms. So like, which one? Like, as far as years total, it's around maybe 12 or 13. But that's also with like big spurts between. So I didn't do 12 or 13 straight. I did like 1 year, then 3 years, then 5 years, then 1 year again, and like an 8-month little piece where I violated probation or some shit like that. Like they weren't like big long sentences. I'm gonna hang out with you when you get drunk in person though. I'll do the old game of drunk till you can't stand up, laugh my ass off. When are the guards allowed to shoot you? Whenever the hell they want to. Straight up. There's times they just like to sit back and watch us fucking kill each other, and there's times where next thing you know, there's people's heads being liquefied in front of you, left and right. No one's even fought yet. So it's literally whenever the hell they want to. As far as how they explain that, I don't know. I wasn't on that side of the fence, but I've definitely seen some shit So it's not super common, but it definitely does happen. I've seen it more than once. Doomslayer, I'm not sure where you're at. I'm pretty sure you told me that and I already forgot. I will be at the California Custom Knife Show as well as the Blade Show West in October. I believe it's the 3rd through 8th. Might be wrong on that. It's definitely in October, though. If you want to hang out, come on and see me, man. I'm pretty hard to miss. I'm fucking huge, so. Do the guards set up fights? Sometimes. It's pretty rare. I only ever actually saw it one time from my standpoint, and it's because they had two different guys, right? This is also, to be clear, this is S and Y. So I was in a place called J-Wing, which you could look outside, basically be able to hear everything called the wire, which is basically you just holler outside your window at somebody. But you could hear two different inmates fucking fighting back and forth, talking shit. And they would just do it late as fuck at night and piss everybody off, including the guards. So those two people showered at the same time, were locked in there. And from what I've, to be clear, I didn't see this. I heard about it. Let me reword that. So it does happen, but you gotta really, really piss somebody off. This is, again, more so where I was at. Every prison is different, man. Again, I've been to a bunch of different ones, and they all have very different programs. Sometimes they're really strict. Sometimes they don't care at all. So me and weed have a weird relationship, right? For the longest time, first off, I'm from Oakland. So I live in Stockton now, but I was born and raised in East Oakland, California. And out there, the main commonality is blunts. And a blunt will knock my big ass the fuck out. I can drink like a fish, right? It's not a problem at all. But like, if I smoke a blunt to my face, if I take even 3 or 4 hits, I'm not here anymore. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm a lightweight with that. The girl I'm dating right now, she got me on these little vape pens or whatever, that you can kind of control the amount of THC you have. So it gives me enough to kind of level myself out and not knock me the fuck out. So it's really cool, but I have to be careful. Like, if I start smoking like a fat ass bowl to the face or a bong or whatever, a vaporizer, like, I'll just be doing this on the couch. Guards. What's your favorite alcoholic drink? I gotta know. I'm definitely a bourbon drinker, brother. Are most of the guards dicks, or are some of them decent? I guess it depends on facility. So, if you are in a lower yard, if you're in like either in a 0.5, a 1, or a 1 or a 2, for the most part, the guards are fucking assholes. You definitely do get some good ones, but for the most part, they're fucking dicks because people there have outdates and they want to go home. Now, where I was at, which for the most part was on the 4-yard, that's not how it works. The guards will be dicks for a little bit, and then 3 or 4 of them get killed. And then they go, oh shit. And there's a big ass show of force or whatever that they lock the prison down, everybody's maced and tear gas and everything else. But afterwards, things calm down, sometimes for years. That's an exaggeration. For about 5 or 6 months, usually. And then they get kind of in their head again and start beating on us and pushing us and everything else. But to be clear, it's prison. Like, it's supposed to be a punishment. It's not supposed to be fun. So I understand why they're fucking with us. Personally, I never cared. I was nice to everybody. I'm like, dude, like, put your hands on me, we have a problem. And tell them, like, we're fucking friends. Like, what's up, dog? Like, I don't care. But yeah, that's how, in my experience, is kind of how it works. Like, lower yards, for the most part, again, I've met some really, really cool COs that are very respectful. But for the most part, they're assholes. But at the same time, it's their job to be assholes. It's their job to contain a whole bunch of grown-ass men that are trying to kill each other. So, like, I get it. But again, on the higher yards, people don't have outdates. People are literally doing like 300-400-year sentences. They're never going to get out. So all they have is the environment they have in this little ass cell and in these fucking 4 walls around them. So if you're fucking with them and they have nothing to lose, yeah, shit happens. Like, shit happens a lot. Okay. I'm a bit of a whiskey man. I'm Jack Crown, you know. For the most part, I'm a snob if I can't afford it. It's a Pappy Van Winkle's 18-year Casket Age bourbon. I love it. I don't shoot it. I sip on it. I enjoy it. I relax. It's fantastic. Lately, mostly because of knives, and I have this fucking crazy addiction lately, I drink dirt liquor because it's all I can afford while still buying nice shit. So, me too. I can't drink worth shit. I can drink like a motherfucker. I cannot smoke. That's my not my thing. My girl is like 5 foot and 1.5, maybe 5'2". I don't fucking know. She's short, and she can outsmoke my ass easily. She has tolerance. I have no tolerance. Like weed is ridiculous. What kind of shoes did you have on? So, are you talking about prison, county jail? What? Because it kind of depends. In prison, you have shower shoes, literally like flip flops or slides or whatever. You wear those socks on. Or not prison, excuse me, county jail. In prison, you either have these like white tennis shoes that you either have laces on them if you're cool enough. For the most part, the first shoes you get don't have laces on, and you're fucking falling everywhere. But like after a while, if you're cool and everything, they'll find you some laces. And they also have boots if you're a worker. So if you work in the kitchen, you have boots. If you work in anything besides on the actual units, you have boots. And they're actually pretty decent boots, I'm not gonna lie. That's just the stuff the state provides for you, though. You can also, again, help on catalogs, walk-in orders, union access, things like this, and you can buy actual shoes. So, I mean, it varies a lot. You can only get white and gray shoes, though, so there's not too much variety, but, like, I mean, there's a bunch of different things in that port. My wife is 4'7". Holy crap. I dated an Asian girl that was around, I think she was like 4'10" or whatever. And this is probably going to be monetized, right? But I loved it because if I wanted a blowjob, she didn't have to get on her knees. She just like squat just a little bit, a little bend to the knees, and we're good to go. It was fantastic. But other than that, it was fucking weird. We'd like walk by mirrors or whatever, and I would like avoid looking because she's like a fucking child standing next to my ass. She's older than I am. She was freaking 38 years old, and I was like 22, a little Asian girl, but like it looked weird. Not the person though. I got in here, Mr. Wayne. If you're like tequila and Corona, LOL, and of course, good knife steel. LOL, not sure what the topic is. Somehow we were talking about prison for the last 40 minutes. So, for anything you've been wanting to know about how it actually is in there, not the movie bullshit, then you can ask, I guess, or you can hop on the stream with me, hints, and we can change the topic from this negative ass shit. So I was talking knife steels too, 71. Man, steels to me they're sort of a sensitive topic, man. Because I feel like most people they have this belief there's this perfect steel out there, like, oh, Enter 90 is God, 440C is shit. Like, there's definitely the right steel for the right job. I don't think that's really just bad steels. Like freaking HCR13 MOV on a fixed blade you're gonna really hard use is great. On a high-end foliage, pay $400 for it. Shit. So it's more about the price point and everything else. Pruno. I have made Pruno. I have tried it before. I think it tastes like shit. When I was in there, I was making White Lightning, which is a felony in there, but it definitely still worked. And yeah, that shit was fun. Also, 1 second, folks. It was very hot. I already turned off the AC, so I'm turning it back on. It's warm. Bastard. Tracks. What do you think about S35 again as far as how good it is? I think it's a good steel. again, I don't really think there's any bad steels, man. They're just the right steels, the right application to use. And that's 35 yen for like a higher end knife or whatever. It's decently, it has great edge retention. It sharpens up relatively easily. It's not easy, but I mean, it's not like bad. It's like S90B or S110B or something crazy like that. Um, I don't know, man. Like again, like there's no real bad steels out there. So like it's just one of those things. And honestly, the heat treat means more than anything else. Like if it could be a fancy ass steel, if the heat treat is shit, the steel is shit. So hey, what the fuck is crewware? LOL. I love my benchmates, but it sounds like marketing to people with a lot of bread. Crewware is just basically a very, very tough steel. So, like I was saying before, there are no really bad steels. So, something like this, for example, is in 3V. 3V has edge retention comparable to S30V, and it has fan freaking tastic toughness, but it rusts really, really easy. So this one has a black coating on it. It's a black oxide coating from Strider. And like, if it didn't have this on it, I probably would get rust on it. But the rust doesn't mean it's a bad steel. It means you have to be aware of that. Like again, there really are no perfect steels out there. My personal absolute favorite steel is Rex 121. It's really hard to come by. It has ridiculous edge retention, but even that steel that I love, I can basically grab the knife and do that and break it. Because it's not a very strong steel. It's very easy to, it's very brittle, but like it's great for what it is. Hard to sharpen Slayer, LOL. My weed knife, my weed knife Co 810 Uchin S35 VM blade, and I love that steel. Again, I don't think there's just a bad steel out there. S35EN for what it is good. Like I like it. Nitro V and Magna Cuts. If Magna Cuts is a steel, I've never heard of it before at all. Nitro V is like a pure version of AEBL, which I really like. I have 4 fixed blades in that steel and 2 folders, maybe 3. Chris Reeves had introduced S35EN to the masses. LOL. So Chris Reeve helped develop that steel. So I mean, there's not really an LOL to it. Like he's the reason why it exists. Not the only reason why, to be clear. He can do it by himself, but he's the reason why it's here. The hype of the steel dictates the price of the product. To those who are not familiar with different steels or what they're talking about, definitely. There's very much a steel snob category of people out there that don't actually use their knives. Like, to be clear, like if you don't use your knife, that's fine. Keep it in a safe, throw it in your pocket, hard use it, don't use it at all. I don't care. But don't be like, hey, this thing has this steel, so it's better than everything else. Like, no. Might be better at one task, but I guarantee you that steel has a trade-off, which is part of the game. 154 CPM is so hard to beat. I love that stuff. CPM 154 is my favorite user steel by far. Rex 121 is my favorite just all-around steel. I just think it's fun. But like my favorite user steel, CPM 154 all day long, and 3V. Those 2 steels for me are like right, just perfect there. I like them to just, yeah, wow, I can't talk. I like those 2 steels the exact same amount. My mouth is really dry, folks. Holy crap. I'm talking for 2 hours straight. Y'all be good. My wife's yelling at me now. See you later. Take it easy, Red Wolf. Rusty Hatcher. Take care, brother. Yeah, CPM D2 and D2 are very different things. The same steel, but different chemical compositions, finer grain structure. Like CPM D2 is great. D2 for what it is on a folding knife is okay. Like it's not, again, it's not a bad steel. There are better things out there. CPM D2 though is fantastic if teaching you properly. Also, Medford, their CPM D2 is insane. I've had a harder time sharpening their CPM D2 than I have S110B. Like, it's not supposed to be that hard, but their heat treat, their proprietary heat treat is fantastic. Like, don't come out, but I missed some quality 440C. Dude, I literally have a Benchmade, fuck, what's that knife called? The sock peen, the little like stabby knife or whatever. And I have a full custom by Human Knife and 440C. Like, I like 440C. That used to be the super steel. Now it's kind of like the cheap steel or whatever. But like back in the day, like that was the shit. With TPK breasts, uh, titty patina knives. Is that who that is? Oh man. So first off, this is my opinion. I'm not gatekeeping anybody. Spend your money how you want to, do whatever you need to. That's fine. However, in my opinion, I think if you're basically getting a follower based on your whole sex appeal thing, in our community, I sort of don't like that. I mean, maybe she's a great person, to be clear. I've not talked to this woman at all. Maybe she knows more than I do. Maybe she's on top of everything. Maybe she's a fantastic person, and maybe she knows everything about everything. But what I see is that a girl is basically using her cleavage to get followers and show knives. Go, hey, these knives are patina behind my tits. Like it's like a sex appeal thing. And for me, not my thing at all. But again, I don't know her personally, so I can't attest to all that too much. I still use a Buck 440C for hunting. Buck Knives also has a proprietary heat treat for 440C. Wow. Buck Knives also has a proprietary heat treat for their 440C or 428C. So that is also fantastic. Again, like the heat treat means so much to the actual product. Like the composition of the steel is important, but the way it's treated, the heat treat, the cryo treat, whatever the case may be, like that is the difference. That means everything. So far, I use that work sharp precision adjust. It's not bad, but it's all plastic. But I hate plastic. It already broke, and I fixed it with JB Weld epoxy. So Work Sharp actually gave me one of those. I tried using it. I could not figure it out, and I gave it away. So I know little about that sharpening system, but it seemed all right. I'm just, I don't know. I'm stuck on my Edge Pro Apex. Happy wife, happy life. Rest to take care, for sure. Oh yes, the older Benchmade with 440C with the Spidey hole and amazing. Yep, that was a long time ago though. Same 440C. I have a Boker Magnum folding kukri and a dollar sign. Are you trying to put 440C or $40? It's not bad. Holds up good, and I beat the hell out of that knife. Yeah, again, it's a strong knife, though you lose edge retention. So basically, you probably have to sharpen the knife every day. But if you're beating on it really hard, that's fine. My mouth is so dry. This is ridiculous. I just unsubscribed to Little Fit Devil. I think she's disgracing the military in a narcissistic way, but you know how opinions are. See, I'm not subscribed to Little Fit Devil or to Titty Patina Knives. I don't follow them. I know who they are because they're in the community, and I try to pay attention to that stuff like that. But I don't follow them. I don't support that. Again, that's just my opinion, and they might be brilliant. They might know way more than I do. It could be completely fucking wrong. But from what I've seen, me personally, it's just not my thing. That being said, I've sent knives to Little Fit Devil to review. So like I don't mind helping somebody out like that, but like me personally, it's just not my thing. I need more water, folks. I'm sorry. It's bad. Like my mouth is so dry. I don't think I've ever had an OS 8 Boker. The ones I had were BG10, and the one was in D2. I like IFD shooting the guns and stuff. I'm not familiar who IFD is, or is that LFD? It's probably LFD. I'm just an idiot. Again, I don't follow her, so I have no idea. I just know who she is. That's really about it. I had one of their higher end with like big ass like quotation marks. Ballad songs. It was all right. It wasn't bad. It was okay. So far, I'm subject to you, Metal Complex, Nick Shabazz, Birdshot, and all of them always come back to your channel, man. I think because you're about real shit. It's because I don't give a fuck if people like me. If they do like me, cool. If they don't, I'm fine with that as well. And like I was telling the other guy, do this with the intention of never growing. Like, do this because you love it, because it makes you happy, and then you're happy. Like, it doesn't matter if you blow up or if you go nowhere. You're always going to find that reason to be happy, and you're always going to enjoy yourself. And sometimes people follow that. Like, for every reason, like, I just hit 2,000 subs today, and you guys follow my craziness, which I don't understand why. Like, I probably would not follow myself. But you guys follow me, so I'm happy about it. I appreciate it. I love talking to you guys. Was first batch plastic car for 2011. How to convert to auto myself. Wait, so it did not come to as the auto? It was like a folding Kalashnikov that wasn't an auto? I've actually never heard of that. That's kind of cool. Um, that's good to know. I have to say, with moderate production due to budget reasons, the Benchmade is about all there I've seen in the USA made. Any good suggestions? My throat really hurts, and I'm sweating like a fucking pig right now. So I can't tell if you worded that weird or I'm just stupid. I'm probably just stupid. I don't understand the question, man. That's good to know. Let's say with moderate production due to budget reasons, the Benchmade's about Are you asking like about like a USA made budget knife? Hogue, ProTech actually has some pretty good ones. People hate Kershaw, but they actually have some really good knives. I actually love the Kershaw Highball or Highball XL. To be clear, it's too small for me, but like I want to have smaller hands so I can carry that knife because the action is fucking phenomenal. Like I love the grind. I wish it was in a little better steel, but even that steel is fine the way it is. Like at USA made Kershaw, as far as I'm aware. For real, I think you're growing a cult following. Laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah, actually a little bit, because I've noticed the people who follow me are like really fucking down for me. It's kind of crazy. Like, I posted this up in a group that I'm in, right? And a lot of people in that group follow me. And somebody had done some shady shit to me, right? And it wasn't anything that bad. Like they were just like running their mouth off, throwing me on a knife for like $40. Like it wasn't a big deal to me. They're like, give me his address, I'll fucking kill this motherfucker. They're like, he's not gonna burn fucking Red Wolf. Da, da, da. I'm like, whoa, dude, calm down. It's $40. Like, I don't care. Love you for it, man, but like, chill. It was a bunch of people too. I was like, this is nuts. Bought it in California. What's up, Red Wolf? What's up, Dumb Bond? Or Dumb Bond? Dom Bond, sorry. Hey, New Trick 65 dual actions. Too small for me though. Dual action. Like an OTF or one of the ones where you can freaking deploy with the auto and also open a regular. I did not know they had one of those. That's kind of cool. I actually have. It was not mine. One of my buddies like, hey, look what knife I just got. It was an old beat to shit ass poker in CTS XHP. But it was a long time ago, so I think it was. I think it was in that. No, actually, scratch that. I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that at all. But I'm pretty sure that was it. Dude, I actually really like Hogue. Like Hogue is a great company. Man, ZT has not, in my opinion, made a good knife since the 0460 and the 0640 or 0560, excuse me. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but the last things they come out with in the last like 6 or 7 years, like, not my thing. Actually, 5 years, 4 years. Uh, I'm not sure when those knives came out, but yeah, came out. Check these ago. What just came out for Check PVK Vegas? I'm confusing myself. Oh, never mind. The dual action. Okay, I'll check that out. You are a beast because you actually use your high end and custom knives. Don't just stare at them like other reviewers reluctant to cut anything. Appreciate it, man. What's a knife that you think has a really interesting or unique mechanical feature, look, method, double action, etc.? Let me get out the power glide. I don't know why, but I love this fucking stupid ass knife. It's a freaking manual OTF, and I love it. This thing has been discontinued forever, but like I freaking love this knife. That and the Warlocks, the Asheville Steel Paragon Knives Warlock, or Dreadlock, or Deadlock, not Deadlock. That's CRKT. Whatever, like the long opening mechanism. What did I miss? Crap. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, see, like I don't know everything. I'm fucking stupid. I try to learn, but definitely don't not know everything. I'm actually not familiar with this one, brother. I will definitely have to check it out though. Um, I think the X5 is the one that's really uncomfortable. So they have a bunch of knives in G10 that is like contoured perfectly, has that nice good texture to it. That I absolutely love those knives, man. I think I'm pretty sure it's the Hogue X5 that is like the all aluminum body. Supposedly it's really, really bad in hand, but I've not held it personally, so dude, Ratworks low key makes some amazing ass knives. They're all very weird, kind of engineer focused things, but like I love some of their knives. A manual boner, I'm not sure what that is. Unless you're talking about the Power Glide. But yeah, a little bit. Power Glide, wow, it's got the Warlock, and I put a damn smile on my face, dude. I love the Warlock. Man, I need to buy another Warlock or Dreadlock or freaking something. I love the open mechanism. Changer for automatic knife. Yep. I've been a Buck fan since I was a kid and love their knives. I'm gonna check out their new offerings. Man, so I don't think I told the story before. I'm just gonna tell it again. So I freaking saved up for a little bit and I bought a switchblade, right? That my dad took away from me immediately. This is a junk knife. Here's a good knife. It was a buck 110. And I loved that knife and carried it for years, right? Well, one day I have it in my pocket. I'm with a couple friends of mine. We go out and get a couple ounces of shrooms. And my buddy freaking Danger, which fun fact, Danger is a fucking coward. I love that dude, but there's nothing dangerous about Danger. He's a moron. Anyways, he's talking his shit to somebody, right? I don't know why. He's just running his mouth off. So these people call the cops. And I have like a freaking fat ass bag of shrooms in my pocket. So they're frisking Danger. They're frisking my buddy Michael Campero. And they freaking reach in my pocket or whatever and see this giant ass thing of shrooms. Like, oh, what's this here? I'm like, I don't know. Like, what's that? I don't know. Like, just playing stupid. And the cop searches me and sees the Buck 110 and looks at it, talks to his partner or whatever. Goes, hey, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, can I have my knife back? Like, no. Can I have some drugs? The cop laughs, hands it, grabs, reaching there, grabs a handful of shrooms, whatever, shoves it in my shirt. I'm like, thank you. But like at the time, like I didn't care so much, right? But years later, like I missed that knife so much. Like I would do almost anything to have that knife back. So Buck, even though I love what they are, I love what they represent, I love the styles of them, I can't hold a Buck 110 or a Buck anything and not want to fucking cry. Because that was my first actual knife by my dad, and my stupid ass got taken away being a moron. So good knives, but I probably will never own another one. Also, I was responding to this comment right here, which I got distracted by and didn't actually read. Stitch. They do make a manual stitch. It's really hard to find, but it's definitely out there. I've seen them before. But yeah, they are really, really hard to find. Okay, let's see if I want to build Brain Bank. The stitch has been on my list for years. I've had the auto. I've not tried the manual. The auto is really good. It feels very good in hands. I did not know that. That makes a lot of sense. Guarding Tactical makes some fantastic freaking OTFs and knives in general. Man, such a good hits. Dude, I could have swear, like, did they not make a manual stitch? I could have sworn I've handled one before, or I've seen one before. I know they have the freaking, like, the actual Borka stitch, but I could have sworn they had a Microtech one that was a manual. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure, man. Oh yeah, Borkas go for crazy prices, and I don't really understand why, honestly. Like, but I don't know. To each his own. It's a gift. Yeah, mine was a gift too, and then again, like, just fucking makes me sad. Kyle, I pulled a boner last month. I bought a knife from Amazon thinking it was real. Turns out, nope, got shot for $200. I thought it was a real autocrat. If you bought it from Amazon, call them. You're like, hey, I bought this knife. This is actually a clone. They will either return your money or they will send out another one. The way Amazon works, right, is they'll have, like, hey, this pallet has, let's say, I don't know, like a freaking Calvin Klein shirt. If someone says they're selling a Calvin Klein shirt, they send that product into Amazon, so it's shipped and sold from Amazon. And then it all goes into this pallet. And so if somebody buys one of those shirts, they reach in that pallet and they grab one of those out. So the real ones, the fake ones, the ones from Calvin Klein, the ones from somewhere else, they all go into the same thing. So fakes and clones, they're for real in these containers. But if you can prove it's a fake, you'll get your money back. Who's that? Microtech Whale Shark. I have had one of those. That knife feels fantastic in hand, but I just don't like flippers. And that knife, for me, doesn't flip very well. Take it easy, man. Wife just got home and it's dinner time. Thanks for the chat. These have been primo to have on while tinkering with guns and knives. So my goal is to do these multiple times a week, trying to have different guests on. Primarily very small creators, because I really want to kind of give people a leg up that I didn't have. And like, for me, I want to help people out, man. And I think that's a good way. I haven't checked out Irkedparticle's channel yet, so I'm pretty sure he got more subs. I know some of you guys said you subbed to him, but I just want to help people to grow. Like, that's kind of my focus right now. It's like, I don't care if I grow. I want everyone around me to grow and even surpass my ass. Like, come on. Like, I want to see people blow the fuck up. No man. Oh, no manual sit to have the Borka blade fixed blades. Okay, I was probably just wrong. That's definitely possible. The Benchmade Loco, I actually really liked. I have not handled a full size of just a mini, but I liked it. I was shafted on an Atlas BIPOC from Amazon, but Gut, their return policy is amazing. Yeah, I'm telling you, just call them. I've actually had that exact same thing happen to me. Um, so I haven't handled those. My Contigo was in titanium, and I mean, I love it. Nathan's Knives on Instagram, he'll make you one, possibly. I'm pretty sure he will. He said it was a pain in the ass to do, but he'll probably do another one. A cool track to break down. Only way I know it was fake is when you push forward to deploy it has a ringing noise, plus so much freaking blade play. Um, I have so the autocrat I handled was definitely a lot of blade play. The ringing noise is called spring save, which happens whenever it's dry on the inside. That happens on the real ones as well as the fake ones. So it's kind of hard to tell, man. Mr. Lanford, it's late on the East Coast, my friend. I got to bounce. Stay safe, my friend. Love the chat. Thank you. Semper Fides. Or Semper Fi. Is it pronounced Semper Fi or Semper Fides? I know it's Semper Fi, but like, I feel like it's spelled differently. Who knows? All right, brother. Take care, man. I love your life. I was supposed to do an hour. We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes. My lady's probably getting mad at me as well, so I think I'm going to go as well. But first, I'm going to read every single one of these goddamn comments. We have a knife sale anytime soon. Yes. Yes, yes, I will. I spent so much money on knives. There will be a knife sale very soon, and a pretty fat one, too. I want some Recon 1 tie scales. Chances are, man, he will also do that one. Stosser23, man, what's up, brother? I was talking about you earlier. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. You were always positive. Knife therapy is the shit. I was actually just about to leave, but if you want to hop on a live stream with me, I will definitely stay on a whole lot longer just to chat up with your ass, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I was not aware of that. I will check it out. I've never heard of Magnum Cut. I get most of mine done from Karine. I'm probably saying that wrong. Uh, Blade Chops on Instagram is a good one. Shit. There was two other guys I used to use. I actually haven't had one done in a while, so. Hey, does JG Tank dirty easy and stay dirty looking? Because I'm like you, I use my shit. In my experience, it definitely gets dirty pretty quickly, but it's pretty easy to wash off. It doesn't really stay dirty. Um, you just kind of have to scrub it a little bit. Like even like white G10 doesn't really stain, at least not for me, anyways. You just kind of have to scrub it a little bit. Mount out my wife and in-law definitely next time. For sure, brother. For sure. I appreciate you, man. John, have a fantastic night, tribe. Howdy, Sasa. Thank you, Kyle. All right, brother. Brothers, everybody watching. I appreciate you all. This is awesome. I went way over schedule, but I had a great time. Again, I'm going to be doing these probably at least twice a week. I'm going to go for 3 times a week. If any of you want to hop on, man, I want to get everyone in the comment section to come on, have a chat. I can have up to 9 people chatting at once, ideally, so we can basically have this full-on like panel discussion. Like, I want to help everybody out. I want to talk to you all. Like, I started this channel to make friends, talk to folks. Like, for me, this isn't about money. This is about people. So, people, come on, man, hop on the live stream. I'm begging you slightly. Well, slightly. I'm literally begging you. Come on, man, let's talk. One last question. Thoughts on Alambic knives? They are pretty hard to open. They definitely do not drop shut. If that's your thing, you probably will not be happy with Alambic cutlery, but they've been around for a long time. They make some beautiful, beautiful knives, and personally, I like them. I own a Wayfarer and a, God, what's that called? Not the Buster, the one that's slightly bigger. I forgot what that was. But anyways, I love both of those. I currently still have the Wayfarer. I'd rather have chatting with you. Oh, have a good night, fam. Love all you guys. Love you too, sir. All right, folks, I'm going to take off now. Once again, I love you all of my heart. Please take care. Have a great day. Whatever you are doing, have a fantastic one. I love you all. Well, for most of you folks, it's kind of late. For me, it's 7:10. So good night or good dinner or whatever. Either way, I love you all. Please take care and bye-bye.